This is the Radical Thought Devotion for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Our verse for today comes out of our daily reading in the One Year Bible, and it is Isaiah 23, verse 9. The Lord of hosts has purposed it to bring to dishonor the pride of all glory, to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth. This prophecy was spoken, as part of a prophecy spoken to the city of Tyre. Tyre was one of the oldest cities in the world, possibly dating back to 2700 BC. So at the time that Isaiah is writing, it has existed for over 2,000 years. It was a world-renowned port and was one of the main centers of trade in the Mediterranean. Ships from all over the world came to trade. Tyre was a very wealthy and influential city. And as often happens with wealth and success and power, the city of Tyre was filled with pride. They believed the city was enjoying its success because they were somehow better than the world around them. And eventually, they came to believe that the source of their wealth, power, and success was themselves. Isaiah is speaking a prophecy of judgment upon this pride-filled city. And just a few years after this prophecy was given, the Assyrians came and conquered the city of Tyre and maintained control of it for over 70 years. And once the Assyrians were gone, Tyre went right back to what they were doing before, right back to their wicked ways. This prophecy was then fulfilled again and again, several times, until finally Alexander the Great utterly demolished the city, just ruined it. In our verse for the day, we see it wasn't the Assyrians or Alexander the Great, but God who did it. Now, occasionally, God will act as he did with Sodom and Gomorrah and rain down judgment personally. But his usual way of judging a nation is by using another nation against it. So God influenced the Assyrians to attack Tyre. And we see that over and over again in the scriptures. It was his hand directing the wicked Assyrians to be a club of judgment against the city of Tyre. And we're told the reason why this judgment came is to show the world how God feels about all human greatness. God holds all human greatness in contempt. That means he considers it useless and worthless. He despises it. And at the same time, this prophecy of Assyria, when they were there, when this prophecy was made, Assyria was the greatest nation in the world. But their greatness was not so great that they could stop God from using them as his tool or his rod of judgment. And Tyre, even though it was wealthy and successful and powerful, they couldn't stop God's judgment from falling on them. Human pride and greatness are an offense to God. God resists human pride. He despises human greatness. And the reason for this is because it diminishes humans' view of the greatness of God. The greater we see ourselves, the smaller God becomes in our view. And the smaller God becomes in our view, the less we tend to depend upon him. And then by doing that, we close ourselves off to his presence and make it very difficult for his grace to impact our lives. And we desperately need God's grace flowing freely into our lives. The antidote to this problem is humility. As I get to know God better and better, I grow more aware of how great God is. And as I compare my greatness with his, I realize that I'm exceedingly small. And as I realize that, I throw myself on his mercy and I become more open to receive his grace. And I don't know about you, but I want all God's grace I can get. Pray this prayer with me. Jesus, help me to be small. The Radical Word Devotional is a ministry of the Radical Word. The Radical Thought Devotional is a ministry of the Radical Word. If you want more, find out more about it, go to theradicalword.com, go to radicalword.com, and you'll see more of what we do. There's a text-only version of this that I send out every day by email. And if you'd like to get that, there's a link down in the description. Just click on that. And also remember, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It helps us out. It helps us get the word out to others. Until next time, go be radical with Jesus.